It is election season in India. The ruling Bharat Jodo Party seems well placed to win a third term. The Congress, meanwhile, has its back against the wall. And amid that, Rahul Gandhi has chosen to hit the streets a second time. Now, does the Congress think the steps will translate into votes? Then it might need to rethink that. The walk, after all, began with a bang, but it looks like it will end with a whimper. After last year's Bharat Jodo Yatra, or Unite India March, Rahul Gandhi is leading another road trip. This one is called the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra. For our global audience, Nyay means justice. The theme of the second edition of this journey is justice. The journey began on the 14th of January from Manipur and it was scheduled to conclude on the 20th of March in Mumbai, but it now may come to an end at least a week earlier than planned. And why is that? Well, because the Congress has decided to skip most of the western districts in the state of Uttar Pradesh. The yatra was scheduled to enter the state this week. Rahul Gandhi was supposed to spend 11 days in Uttar Pradesh. It is a politically crucial state. 80 Lok Sabha seats are at stake, even more so for the Congress because it has failed to make a mark here in the last two lower house elections. And it seems to be on the same path this time around as well. Rahul Gandhi's yatra was to pass through 28 constituencies. This included Prime Minister Narendra Modi's seat Varanasi, Raebareli, Amethi, Allahabad, Phulpur and Lucknow. But now, according to reports, the journey would skip most of the western UP districts. It will travel directly from Lucknow to Aligarh and then to Agra before entering Madhya Pradesh. Why has Rahul Gandhi decided to leave Western Uttar Pradesh out of his itinerary? Has the Congress given up hope or is it trying to save face? Because interestingly, there are reports that Congress's India bloc partner, Rashtirya Lok Dal, which has a strong presence in Western UP, has now joined hands with the National Democratic Alliance. You see, something similar happened last month as well when the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra was about to enter the state of Bihar. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar of the JDU refused to be a part of it. He was an ally of the opposition bloc at that time. But shortly after this snub, he also switched loyalty to the National Democratic Alliance, the NDA. Now, is the same going to happen in Western UP as well? Is that why the Congress has decided to save its breath and exclude the constituencies from the journey? Sources close to the Congress are saying otherwise. They have said that the decision has nothing to do with the political developments. But what is the reason then? Apparently, the Congress wants to slow down the yatra. It wants to ensure that Rahul Gandhi gets more time to interact with groups on the way. Now, it's up to you if you want to buy that. But the truth of the matter is, the desperation in the Congress camp is growing loud. Many leaders who are perceived to be close to Rahul Gandhi have already quit. So have some old-timers. The two yatras and Rahul's Mass Connect programs were supposed to help the Congress revive its fortunes, but will they actually do that? Is the million-dollar question here. The journey is ill-timed and seems to be more harm than good for Rahul Gandhi and his party. Analysts saying such yatras are good PR. They are meant to bring electoral benefits. But in the case of the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra, the reverse is happening. The India bloc is slowly collapsing. The Janata Dal United has snapped ties. The Trinamool Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party decided to contest alone. In another setback to the alliance, the Rashtriya Lok Dal also ditched it for the NDA. And Rahul Gandhi's long absence from the national capital just ahead of the elections is not going to help. And staying on with news from India, more than 200 Indian farmers' unions are set to hold a mega protest on the 13th of February. They are calling it Delhi Chalo. thousands of farmers are on their way to the national capital. They are coming in from the breadbasket states of Punjab and Haryana, also from Uttar Pradesh. Now, what do these farmers want? Why are they protesting? What are the authorities doing in response? Let me answer all of those questions. Let's begin with what's happening on the ground. Section 144 has been imposed in the national capital. It will be in place till the 12th of March. This prohibits rallies and processions. Any gathering of 5 or more people is not allowed. Entry of tractors and trolleys or any vehicle transporting people or raw materials into Delhi is also prohibited. There is also a ban on firearms, explosives, corrosive substances or lethal weapons, and on the carrying of brickbats, boulders, acid or any other dangerous fluid. Mobile internet services have been suspended in at least 7 districts of Haryana from February 11 through February 13. There is also a ban on bulk messaging and all dongle services provided on mobile networks except voice calls. Security has been tightened in Delhi. Delhi police is on high alert. The national capital stands fortified. Borders have been sealed. Roads leading to Delhi have been blocked with cement barricades, barbed wires, iron nails. And it's not just the Delhi borders. Haryana and Punjab borders also stand blocked by cement slabs and multi-layered concrete walls. The Haryana police made makeshift prisons in several cities bordering Punjab. They also carried out a mock drill by firing water cannons and tear gas. But why is all this happening? What are the farmers of India demanding? To begin with, the farmers want a law guaranteeing minimum support price for all crops. It is the amount paid to the farmers when the government buys their produce. It's basically a safety net against any sharp fall in the crop prices. And they also want a complete waiver on the repayment of agricultural loans. On what grounds? The president of the Sugarcane Cultivators Association says, for the last 3 years, farmers have been in distress either due to floods or drought. They have suffered crop loss and financial stress. So the farmers want their debt to be waived off. And then they have called for higher import duties on agricultural commodities, milk products, fruits, vegetables and more. They want India to withdraw from the World Trade Organization and impose a ban on all free trade agreements. Other than that, there are demands for a pension scheme and over 200 days of employment. And lastly, the farmers want the pending demands of the previous protests to be fulfilled. And what is the government's response? What are the authorities doing about it? A team of union ministers has started talks in Chandigarh with the farmer leaders. This includes the Food and Consumer Affairs Minister and the Agriculture Minister. They are trying to dissuade them from this march. This is their second round of talks. Will they be successful? As of now, the convoy of farmers near the borders is only getting bigger. IIT, or the Indian Institute of Technology, is going global. The third offshore campus of the prestigious Indian Institute is coming up in Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan President, Ranil Wickremesinghe, confirmed this in an exclusive interview to WION.
Well, a ministerial delegation visited India, and now we are in the process of identifying the locations. But we'd like to take some existing buildings and start that off soon, next year or year after.
Like you heard, the president said Sri Lanka will like to start the IIT next year, meaning starting 2025, the Indian Institute of Technology will be training engineering students in Sri Lanka. It will be preparing them for the industry. In India and the wider world, IITs have become synonymous with brilliance. You see, these institutes are integral to India's growth story and success of Indian talent abroad. The story begins in the year 1950. That year, the first IIT was established in Kharagpur. 6 years later, the IIT was declared an institute of national importance. And soon more IITs were established, starting with Bombay, Madras or present-day Chennai, Kanpur, Delhi. These institutes were meant to be the cornerstones in building India's technology, scientific and industrial edifice. IITs were established to produce engineers and scientists who would help build India, help lead India and the Indian economy. The institutions have exceeded expectations. Today, you see, IIT graduates are changing the face of technology in India and abroad. Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai is an IIT graduate. Nandan Nilekani and Narayana Murthy, the founders of Infosys, are IITians. So are the founders of Flipkart, Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal. Sintel co-founder and chairman Bharat Desai, Sameer Gehlot, founder and chairman of India Bulls, Ola's Bhavish Agarwal and Ankit Bhati, India's former defense minister and former chief minister of Goa Manohar Parrikar was from IIT as well. Former Twitter CEO Parag Agarwal is an IITian, as is IBM CEO Arvind Krishna and FedEx CEO Raj Subramaniam. For decades, IITs have trained the best of Indian minds, and now the institute is training talent abroad as well. The first offshore IIT campus was established in Tanzania's Zanzibar. The MOU was signed in 2023 in the presence of the President of Tanzania. Classes have already started at a temporary campus. 2 full-time courses are currently being offered, a 4-year Bachelor of Science in Data Science and AI and a 2-year Master of Technology in Data Science and AI. In fact, IIT has also set up a campus in Abu Dhabi. Undergraduate courses are starting later this year. Graduate programs have already been launched. There are also short-term courses on a range of subjects from AI, machine learning, to 5G and its applications, business management, healthcare entrepreneurship and management, supply chain management, EV technology. In 2023, the United Kingdom expressed interest in opening offshore IIT campuses. Several universities reached out to the IITs, and we are being told that the details are being ironed out. IITs have also received requests from countries in West Asia to set up campuses. The government of India created a committee to facilitate the setting up of offshore campuses. This committee has already submitted its recommendations, and chances are soon we will have more offshore campuses of IITs. Also, what's worth noting is that these campuses are promising to provide high-quality education, and cutting-edge campuses are costs that students can afford. For the Zanzibar campus, for example, the fees is around $12,000 per year for the bachelor's course. Master's students will have to pay around $4,000 per year. Let's just compare this cost with MIT, or the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The tuition fees for undergraduate students is almost $60,000 per year. Plus, you have housing fee, student life fee, food, books, so on and so forth. It adds up to almost $83,000 per year. Students enrolling in these Indian colleges abroad will not have to spend most of their adult life repaying loans. Like most things in India, these courses also will be value for money without compromising on quality.